Hi everybody, this is Jake here, and I just wanted to take a second to draw out something that is a metaphor that Chris and I use pretty regularly when we're talking about our perceptions and rewiring our brain. Basically, there's the bridge of perception, okay? And this is how we are perceiving the world around us. And if we're living in anger or depression, okay, we're here. If we're feeling less than, and we're over here, we're on this rock. And over here is where we want to be. Well, it's pretty ancient, time-honored tradition that when we're here and we want to get somewhere else, we want to cross that gap. How do we cross that gap? Well, we build a bridge, okay? So when we build a bridge, okay, this bridge is how we perceive the world around us. And in order for us to change our mind, we got to change the way we perceive. All right? This perception is the way that we perceive the world around us. We know because that's what our inner voice is telling us. We're like, ooh, that person's been mean to me. That's our perception. Ooh, that person's treating me badly. That's perception. Ooh, that person is treating that other person badly. Ooh, that's perception, okay? I don't like that. That hurts my feelings. That's my perception. Who's telling us this? Our inner voice, okay? Our inner voice is something that we interact with on a day-to-day basis all the time. Every thought that you have is your inner voice, okay? And in order to change our perception, I'm going to offer that this awareness, right? We talk about becoming the observer, okay? We need to observe all the traffic that is going back and forth on our bridge, okay? We need to observe the traffic. Well, what do we have on a bridge, okay? Number one, we don't just have a little flat bridge. We have some pillars. We're going to make this a big, giant pillar bridge, all right? I actually built a bridge. It's called the Gerald Desmond Bridge in Long Beach. I was part of that project, multi-billion-dollar project, okay? And it's a cable-stay suspension bridge. It's very beautiful, all right? But it's got these cables, but it has these pillars, all right? Well, these pillars, these big giant towers, okay, we're going to name them, all right? We're going to name these towers awareness, and honesty. We can discuss forever whether the two pillars should be awareness and honesty, or whether they should be trust, or whatever these should be, okay? And I hope that some scholars actually start arguing over my little bridge of perception, because that's fantastic, right? That means that we're discussing new thoughts and whether or not this is great. If this goes, viral and people want to discuss it, that's amazing to me. First, we need to become aware, right? We need to observe the traffic that is going across our bridge. That is going to be a pillar. That is going to be a foundational thing. We just need to be aware that all of this traffic, okay? What do we mean by traffic? Well, we're talking about emotions, right? Talking about emotions. We're talking about thoughts. We're talking about triggers. We're talking about beliefs, okay? All of these are going back and forth across our bridge. We can think of little cars. We got little cars, all right? We got bigger trucks. We got bigger pickup trucks, right? That's my really bad pickup truck. I'm not an art major, all right? We've got semi trucks with big old baggage, right? And we've got buses, we've got all sorts of things going back and forth on our bridge. We need to be aware that some of these things, like little cars, little motorcycles, are just going to pass us by most of the day almost imperceptibly. Some of our bigger things, like when something triggers us, we're going to have a little bit more of an issue, okay? Something triggers us, we're going to be like, okay, we need to be aware of it. Ooh, that triggered me. Well, we change our perception. That triggered me. What do I need to do? Do I need to change that person or do I need to change myself? Okay? It starts with an awareness. We also need to get honest. We need to get honest about what about that kind of triggered me? What about that? What did that bring out in me? What did that, feeling, what undealt with emotion? Why is this triggering me? And what we're going to most likely see is that at some points in time throughout our day, throughout our life, we're going to have little accidents on our bridge of perception, right? Because we got traffic going both ways. We got emotions bumping into each other. We can have all kinds of things happening. Well, we got an accident now. Let's say that two cars, right? Two little thoughts bump into each other and cause us some problems where we're like, wait, this is what I know, and this is what I'm being told, and that doesn't really work for me. So you got this little accident. Well, what happens on a normal roadway when there is an accident? When there's an accident, all of a sudden, boom, there's a pileup. This is my accident, okay? Traffic gets backed up. You got traffic getting backed up on both sides of the road. You got everyone behind the accident, behind the traffic jam, stuck. Those are like emotions. Those are thoughts. Those are beliefs that are stuck. Until we clear this wreckage of this accident, we're not going to be able to get to the point where we can just let traffic flow freely, let our emotions flow freely, let everything go in and out of our daily lives and just pass by as the observer. When we have something like this going on, both directions, it's backed up. You got the looky-loos on one side and you got all the emotions that are trying to be processed just getting bottlenecked. And that's where we need help, right? That's where we need to get outside help. We need to get police. We need to get ambulance. We need to get firemen to help get away this wreckage. So that might be psychiatrists. That will be courses like the one we're doing here with Loving Yourself Again. And this can be psychiatrists. This can be 12-step. Whatever's going to help you clear away this wreckage. This could be part of your 9th stepping when you're making your amends. It can be all sorts of stuff, all right? So I want you to imagine that as we're perceiving the world around us, every once in a while, there's an accident. And everything's going to get backed up on both sides. Once we can become aware that this is happening, and we can get honest about what is happening. Obviously, it's easy to blame everybody else, right? Well, we can't necessarily do that because I can't fix everybody else. The only person that I can control is me. The only sovereignty I have is my own thoughts. That's it. That's the only freedom left, is what's happening in between my own ears. So I am not going to continue to live a life of purgatory and to live a life of a living hell in between my own ears. I want to be able to have emotions come and go naturally and lightly and softly and be like, ooh, that kind of pissed me off. I wonder why that pissed me off. Oh, you know what? That pissed me off because it actually brought up something that happened when I was a child and I never dealt with. Let me go back and discuss that and maybe get some help on that. And then boom, I'm freed of that wreckage. And now everything can flow a lot smoother. Okay? We invite you to start thinking of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your triggers, of your belief as the observer, okay? And observe the traffic that's coming in and out. Start to become aware of how that's what's happening inside you. Start to be honest with what's happening inside you, all right? Because in order to get where we want to be, which is a lot more happiness, a lot more joy, a lot more self-forgiveness and self-love, a lot more self-acceptance, okay? We're going to need to get real about how we're interacting with the world around us, okay? I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it made some sense. Email us with comments, thoughts, concerns. Talk with you soon.